1, 2, 3, clap.
Cute Peggy.
Hi, and welcome to Hey Buddy, Nice Podcast. Over there, doing their best Scottish accent impersonation, that's Brogan Hastings.
And channeling his best Australian accent, it's Wayne Giovanazzi.
See, I think that all accents are fake. They're not real. We are using the accent based on the country that we're in, kind of like religion, right? You're usually the highest denomination religion in your country is quite often the religion that you are.
Well, you know that accents change when you move. So you adapt to a new accent. So yeah, everything's fake, everything's a construct. Accents, gender, time, who cares?
Everything is meaningless. We're going into nihilism,
Exactly.
are we? Yeah.
Yeah. But like in a cool way with shades, like finger guns.
Yeah, finger guns.
Everything is pointless.
When you think finger guns, what do you think? Is there a specific person or meme?
It is. I think it is that, because that existence is meaningless with shades as a meme. But I don't think he's doing finger guns in it, surprisingly. But every time I think of finger guns, that's what I think of.
I just think Willem Dafoe. Finger guns every time. I can't remember what it was, but a long time ago, my brother sent me some memes that I didn't know were fake. I thought they were like real, true accounts of something. Oh, what was it? It was something like on the set of Spider-Man. Someone flew into Willem Dafoe went into a steaming rage and was beating Tobey Maguire until someone, I can't remember who it was, came in and started whipping Willem Dafoe with jumper leads, and that was the only thing that could get him to stop. I thought that was legit.
It's a bit like the ultimate Shaggy meme. Did you ever see that when that was floating about?
Okay, wait, Ultimate Shaggy. I don't know if we're talking Shaggy It Wasn't Me or Shaggy Hey Scoob.
Hey Scoob.
Okay.
But it was like, it wasn't even just Shaggy, it was like Matthew Lillard. It was just...
Oh, okay, yeah. So it was just... who was Shaggy?
Just like an ultimate god could defeat anybody. Like Shaggy could defeat Thanos. That's how long ago that meme was.
Oh, wow. I can't remember if we've talked about this or if I told you or what, but another thing that me and my brother were talking about, I think just randomly, he said something and I went, ruh-roh, and he's like, oh, that's funny, have you seen that meme? I was like, well, it's not really a meme, it's a true story. I'm like, okay, do go on. So it's about that boat that that sunk and people died in it. I was like, wow, this is taking a turn. Tell me about it. Tell me more. It was like, well, there was a boat and they called for Mayday, Mayday. And the Coast Guard's like, we hear you. What's wrong? And their last transmission was, ruh-roh. And in the transcript, it says, Scooby-Doo voice, ruh-roh. So I like that. I'd be happy if my last words were ruh-roh.
I probably wouldn't, but to each their own.
Okay.
No.
If you were choosing your last words, do you know what they would be? And would they be in a Scottish accent?
They probably would, because I wouldn't think to put on another accent.
What?
Unless my last words were fuck all y'all.
Yeah. Or Chicago. Yeah, like what if it was Scootfest 2024? Doing the
if I die during accent challenge, whether it's at Scoopfest or on this podcast, it will not be in a Scottish accent.
Either of us could stroke out at any point. We don't know. Not stroke out. I think we probably wouldn't have a stroke. We might have an aneurysm, an unknown aneurysm.
I need to stop you right there because I'm a bit of a hypochondriac, so I have a genuine fears that I will have an aneurysm. So if we are to continue this podcast, you must stop talking.
Don't think about aneurysms at all and the salt content of that Pepsi Max that you are drinking.
But no, did I never tell you about the time I thought about the time I passed out in Glasgow because I thought I had cancer?
What? Okay, hang on. How old were you?
I was in high school, so maybe about 12, 13. Okay. I think maybe 12.
Was there any forward presenting symptoms? Was there a lump or anything on any part of the body? Okay.
No, I think it was the fact that we were in, I think it was a home economics or health class or something, but there was like a board up and we were all sitting around the place. And I remember because I was sitting on a desk. I was sitting on the teacher's desk, actually. You know, teacher was in the corner presenting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like stomach cancer symptoms. And it's like tiredness. You know, it was like common not, and I was like, I have that. I have that. I have that. And then the next, I just blacked out and keeled back.
Oh, gosh.
Woke up a couple of minutes later, went to the nurse's office, and as with most of my nurse's office visits in high school, it was because I was dehydrated.
Of course, yes. Dehydrated from the stomach cancer.
I mean, literally, whenever I was at school and something, it's like, I'm not well. But they would phone my mum, they're like, has Brogan had anything to drink today? They'd be like, no. It's like, go make Brogan drink something. I'm fine now.
An electrolyte sports drink is on the cards for Brogan. But
it was just because I just wouldn't drink anything at all.
And so, hang on, I'm still seeing the same trend. You don't drink water now, still, and still a hypochondriac then?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think the lack of water affects the hypochondria.
Okay, look, correlation does not equal causation. And yes, look, you may not know this, but I am not a doctor. But, I mean, you know, history says...
We have good friends who is a doctor. Two, technically.
But
not
like
technically, but we're calling
physician,
him a doctor.
GP, I don't know. That's
one is a health person.
See, I'm watching this TV show, right? And they were checking into this main character was checking into a hotel, and they're a surgeon, and this is a hotel they've never been to before because it's in New Orleans. They've never been there, first time, and they're checking in. It's like, oh, Mrs. Such and Such. It's like, Doctor Such and Such. She's never met this person before in her life. He's never met her. I feel like I would have two responses if I was that guy. First response would be, you're not my doctor. Or it was like, oh, you're a doctor? Good. Take a look at this. Does this look infected to you?
I think that entirely depends on how the booking went through. When the booking went through and they specifically selected doctor, like if I specifically selected Mr. and someone said, oh, Miss Brogan Hastings, I'd be like, no.
All right.
I mean, I wouldn't because I don't give a shit, but, you know, people do. Apparently, it took me a long time to realise people give a shit about pronouns.
So
and how you're referred to Mr. and Mrs. and stuff.
So producers, writers of this television show, listen up. This was an integral scene that you neglected to include in your production, which was the main character booking their hotel reservation online. We didn't get to see their reservation.
Yes.
Anyway, the show is Mayfair Witches, and I didn't know that this was coming out already because it is part of the Immortals universe, which is part of AMC's new Anne Rice stuff, right? So Interview with the Vampire, Mayfair Witches. They're in the same world, basically, these two book series. I've never read any of the Mayfair Witches, so I don't know anything that's going on. We know that I had some gripes with Interview because it was different to the book. I've learned to accept these differences, that it is a different thing, which is fine. But this is, I have no idea what's going on. So I can't complain about the actual story. I can only complain about particular things like this, where she books in at a hotel and refers to herself as doctor to someone who wouldn't know she was a doctor unless they had to put that scene in the show of her booking it under doctor.
But surely when you look it up, it would be on the billing. Like, I mean, if you worked for that long to get the doctor title, you don't want to be referred to as, you know, your not doctor title.
Maybe.
Which is why King Lord Mr. Dr. Jimothy, Joe Bartholomew Esquire, has as many titles as he does. Yes. And Dr. Nick just has Dr. Nick.
Yes, a false title. But maybe... if you're a doctor, it's like there's a veteran's discount. Maybe there's a doctor's discount, or there's, you know, perks. When you get up to your room, there's a stethoscope hanging over the handrail or something for you. No, come on. If you're a doctor, you're bringing your own stethoscope with you everywhere you go, right? Surely.
Well, it's funny you say that because I do have a friend who works in the health profession who who uses stethoscopes, and they're like, I remember them talking. I will say this is an internet. This is a friend on Tumblr. So I don't know specifically where they work or what exactly they do, but they were talking about stethoscopes and like, if you have an opportunity to get your stethoscope engraved, do it, because you will lose it. People will steal it.
Yep.
And people talking about, you could put stickers on it. She's like, no, you want it so you can disinfect it.
Oh, of course, yeah. Have you ever used a stethoscope? Like,
I haven't. I've had a stethoscope used on me.
Wow, that's not surprising. I don't think there's many people who haven't had a stethoscope used on them. And being the hypochondriac that you are, I assume it's been multiple times.
Well, you know what? I'm not as much of a hypochondriac that I would go to the doctor. It would have to be bad. Like, I mean, even looking back at my glandular fever thing, it literally took me sitting in the office. Like, I'd been ill for over a month at this point. Didn't know what was wrong. I just thought it was a cold that wasn't shifted. I was sitting in the office and my lips were literally turning blue. And a friend of mine was like, you need to leave and go to the doctor. And I was like, I'll just wait till the end of the day. And they're like, please, for the love of God, when you get home, phone the doctor. Like, I was shivering. I was slurring my speech. I just could not function at all. And was still like, I'll be fine. Because that's how I was brought up. I was brought up that you don't miss work or school or anything unless your leg is hanging off. A lesson which all my family have learned.
Because they've all almost lost a limb to the sawmill trade that is the family business.
Well, at least one of us has almost lost a limb, but he didn't, and he's fine.
Oh, yes, correct.
That was very traumatic.
Yeah. So speaking of the Scottish sawmills, this Mayfair Witches show, right? Mm-hmm. Second episode, 2 episodes in, second episode opens up and it's in Scotland, right?
Ooh.
And it says Scotland, 1618 or something like that, right? Mm-hmm. And they're speaking English with a Scottish accent, but they still felt the need to subtitle it. Right? It's like, I don't get the point. It's like in Interview with a Vampire, the main fucking character is speaking let's say 99% of his lines in a French accent. They're not subtitling him.
Yeah.
It's like,
now, how strong is the Scottish accent?
To be fair, it is pretty strong. There were some words that I didn't pick up. So maybe I'm a bit quick, but that's because I was reading them, so I didn't hear them because I was reading them at the same time, because I assumed maybe they're speaking some form of, I don't know, Gaelic is Irish. What is there? Scottish. There's words.
There's Scots Gaelic.
Okay, so yeah, there is another language that is not just straight up English.
Yeah.
Okay. So is that still spoken today, though?
It is not by a lot. I mean, if it's spoken by people, it's usually up way, way, way up in the Highlands. I mean, there are television channels for it. Scott Alba is because I think Alba is Scotland, if I remember right, in Scots Gaelic.
Jessica Scott Alba.
BBC Alba.
Yeah. So if you were to put on BBC Alba and watch it, would you understand everything that's being said?
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't understand a thing.
That's good to know. It'd be kind of like that book that you were holding up to the camera and showing me before.
I understand this. This is a book that is written like Irvine Welsh books. It is written in Scots. And which I suppose the best way to put it is it's written phonetically.
Okay.
Which actually begs the question, do the Irvine Welsh books get published outside of Scotland, like in Australia or in America or anything?
What is an Irvine Welsh book?
Irvine Welsh is the guy that wrote Trainspotting.
Oh, okay.
And all the books after that.
Yes, I'm aware that Trainspotting is a hard read for most people in the world. They do get published like that. So, yeah. I had no idea that you were referring to a person. I thought it was a dialect. It's like, here's the Bible in Irvine Welsh.
But no, this is a little book that my grandpa gave me to flick through, and when I was there, I was looking through it and just having a laugh. But one that really, really made me laugh. Considering we were speaking of water, it's as marked as a Scottish proverb: "Never drink whiskey with water, and never drink water without whiskey."
Hang on, instructions unclear. Wait, never drink water with whiskey and never drink whiskey without water.
Never drink whiskey with water.
Okay.
And never drink water without whiskey.
But when you add a couple of drops, even just one drop of water to the whiskey, it brings out some oils, allegedly. I don't know. This is what they say.
The whole point is all whiskey, no water.
Yeah, yes. Yeah.
My grandpa does drink whiskey with water, I will say that. But that did make me laugh because I'm like, well, I don't drink whiskey either, so that applies to me.
Because
here's one. He's fair mingin.
He's fair mingin. That sounds Aussie. That sounds... Mate, it's fair mingin.
What does it mean to you?
If it's fair mingin, mingin doesn't sound good. It sounds like mingin, yeah. It's fair mingin. It doesn't, it sounds like it's slumming or something. I don't know.
Yeah. He's pretty gross.
Yeah.
That's what it means to us.
Yeah. Mangy kind of thing. Like a mangy dog.
Yeah. Mingin just like gross, dirty, probably smelly.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Not completely unsavable, but like, aye man, you need a wash.
Okay. Yeah. So it's not a lifestyle. It's a happen of circumstance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of them that what I'm seeing in here is there's a lot of them that are like Scottish sayings, but they're like written in English.
Okay.
Or rather like just random Scottish things. Like here's one. Notice in an office in Edinburgh. Toilet out of order. Please use floor below.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a typical joke. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not
Scottish saying, which I've seen a lot. What's for you will no go by you.
What's for you won't go by you is what I'm hearing.
Yeah. What's for you will no go by you.
That sounds, I don't know. That sounds like the opposite of don't let that opportunity pass you by. That sounds like the opportunity is going to come to you, which I don't believe is ever the case.
No, I think it's more like I think it's probably close to the don't let the opportunity pass by. The opportunity will arise.
It will present itself.
Yeah. It's one of these everything happens for a reason. You know, if you were meant to get X job, you'll get the opportunity to get X job in the future.
I don't know why, but when you paused briefly at get, and my first thought was herpes. If you were meant to get herpes.
Probably the best description was, if I am meant to move to Vegas, I will move to Vegas at some point. I will not cry because I'm not moving to Vegas. I'm not in Vegas right now. I'm not moving to Vegas right now. If it's meant to be, it will happen.
Okay.
You know, I'm not going to stress because it's not happening now.
Speaking of meant to be, had a few technical difficulties on my end. I just want to make sure the little wavy line is waving up and down on your end when you speak.
Yes.
Oh, good. Thank goodness, because we didn't do that check before we started recording.
See, what's for us is no go by us.
Yeah, there we go. So if it wasn't, then it just wasn't meant to be. See, this is a shame because we're talking about stuff because I watched Everything Everywhere All at Once last night, right? And there's things I wanted to talk about, but I can't because you haven't seen it. But there were specific things, which they're not spoilers, but I think there were not necessarily big parts of the movie, but things that I wanted to touch on, which if someone had told me about that beforehand, I would have been like, oh, that's something that I would have picked up and now it doesn't mean as much. So I don't want to do that. So good movie.
So we'll shelve that for next week.
Yeah.
So I'll have a chance to watch it.
Oh, speaking of shelving, that's something we can bring up with our potential guest that's coming up because they are a doctor.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And I don't mean IKEA shelving.
We can bring that up with our potential guest too.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
I thought that's where you were going with it.
No. So we had a little bit of cultural exchange there with some Scottish literature. I've got something that I wanted to bring up. So Macca's, right? We're aware what Macca's is. Macca's sounds like it should be a nickname for a big Scots person.
It sounds like it's a Scottish Snickers. That's what I'm thinking. And I know what Macca's is, but if I think about it, it's like, well, what could it be?
A Macca's is an off-brand Scottish Snickers.
Yeah.
It's a home. It's like you go to Aldi and you don't get a Snickers, you get a Macca's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So for those that are joining us for the first time and aren't down with Australian culture, Macca's is McDonald's. How
Mickey
do you
D's if you're from the UK.
Is McDonald's spelled M-A-C or M-C?
MC.
Yet we put in the A and call it Macca's. Very interesting. Yeah. Not that it's got the signage doesn't say Macca's or anything like that. No. Okay. So KFC, yeah.
From Macca's to KFC. Okay. Yeah.
We're talking about stuff. Important things. Do you know if it's called KFC or is it called Kentucky Fried Chicken in the UK?
It's the signage and everybody refers to it as KFC, but we all know it stands for Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah, see, that's what it was.
Wee beady eyes.
In the 90s, it was all Kentucky Fried Chicken is what it was called. But then it changed. They changed their branding to just KFC. And now, like in the last year or two, they've gone back to Kentucky Fried Chicken. So they've had to like take down all the signage and everything and redo it all. It's like, that doesn't make any sense. You're wasting time and money. We all know that it's the Colonel with his little bolo tie, which looks like a body, which is still strange. But anyway, McDonald's, they've introduced a new food item. And I don't know if this is a thing in other places. I assume it is, but okay, right? You get it from the fish and chip shop. You take a potato, slice it vertically, right? So you got rounds of potato, battered and fried. Do those things exist?
You're asking the wrong person because I haven't had a McDonald's in a long time.
This isn't McDonald's. This is fish and chips.
I haven't had fast food in a long time, really.
Okay.
I mean, if somebody presented it to me, I wouldn't be like, "What the fuck is this?"
Okay.
I don't think it's something that is specifically noted on a menu.
All right. It's a standard at fish and chip shops here, right? And depending where you are in the country, it's called different things. Now, in the people who are correct, so people in West Australia and some other states, we call it a potato scallop, right? I don't know why.
Right.
Maybe it's sort of shaped like a scallop and it's potato, but other places will call it a potato cake, which they're fundamentally wrong because a potato cake is something different altogether.
Yeah.
Anyway, McDonald's have introduced potato scallops, right? You get 2 potato scallops that are about yay big. Yeah. So for those playing up, smaller than a CD. Take a tofu-like pinching action pig, stretch it out to about such size, and that's what the size they are. And it comes with
like
chicken
a slightly
salt.
thinner hockey puck.
Yeah, very thinly sliced, but battered. So it's like there's twice as much batter as there is potato, and then you deep fry them, and then you put chicken salt on them, and it comes in a little packet of chicken salt, but it's not good chicken salt. It's not good.
Not the good stuff.
But because they're calling them potato scallops, people in other states are freaking out. They're like, they're not potato scallops, they're potato cakes. It's like, you're just wrong.
To me, a potato cake is like, we would call it a roasty.
Yeah, almost like shredded potato formed together. Exactly.
Shredded potato packed together, breaded, deep fried.
Another thing that I don't like is that in America it's called bologna, right? That
Bologna.
luncheon meat. Bologna. Do you have something similar?
It exists here. I don't eat it.
No, not since a young child, because it is offcuts and offal. That is literally all it is. Yeah, exactly. See, over here in West Australia, we call it polony, which rhymes with bologna. Polony, Polony. Other states, they call it Devon, Devon, which that sounds like a place. Devon is a place.
Devon is a place on Earth.
Yes. That's correct. I believe I used to know someone from Devon. They had a smashed up nose. I was like, oh, look, you must like you've fallen into Devon. No, wait, that doesn't work. No, doesn't work. Fallen from Devon.
Yeah.
The only reason why it's not going to work is because I can't explain where I was going to go with the joke, because I was sworn to secrecy on something. You know what? Should I? Ooh, I don't know. I don't know if I can. Oh, it was a long time ago. Hang on. Let me I don't know. I'm very torn.
This is a public forum, so don't spill anything you don't have to if you don't want to.
This person doesn't know me anymore, and I don't know them. And it's been a long time. Maybe it wasn't Devon. Maybe it was somewhere else. All right. Anyway, I'm going to share my screen with... I don't know if I've shown you this before. I don't think so. Have I shown you this article? Armed police raid flat 2 teenagers messing around with gas-powered air rifles sparked a major police incident last week in Penchester. Shoppers and workers thought they were witnessing a gunfight as shots cracked out above all days at lunchtime on Thursday. Police wearing bulletproof vests were called by local shopkeepers using the Shop Watch radio scheme. Eyewitness Nick Flynn, 39, from Tower Hamlets said, "They were out at the back of the flat over the car park. We thought they were going to shoot someone." Cafe owner Kelly Hurley said, "The police took them away and they removed 2 heavy handguns and a large gun with a telescopic lens." That part gets me every time. A police spokesman said one 17-year-old person in question was given a warning and all the weapons were taken for destruction with the owner's consent. First of all, there's no way they destroyed those weapons. They were fucking around with them 20 minutes later back at the station. Guarantee it.
Yeah. I don't remember you ever showing me this.
Okay, good. So this was my friend, who we'll call Codename 47, because that was his that was his online handle at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I only assume now that he's gone on to be the successful dentist that he wanted to be. But we were friends. We talked all the time, like on MSN Messenger and Internet Relay Chat and stuff like that. And he was totally into the Hitman games. And because of that, he started buying these airsoft guns, which are, I don't know if they still are, but illegal in the UK. And this was him and his friend fucking around. And where's the forethought in this? Obviously, someone's going to see you running around with things that look like guns and call the police.
Hang on, I think I've missed a bit. That article is from the UK.
Yes.
I wondered why you were doing a Scottish accent. I was like, why? If this is in Australia.
I can't help but go into that Scottish accent now because of accent challenges. I just had to do different accents to say that it wasn't the newspaper reading it. It was a quote from someone. But no, this is... No, I believe he lived in Devon at the time. That's what made me think of it. So... Internet friend, not if it was someone in Australia, I imagine it would have been a friend that I would have seen in person, not just Microsoft Messenger and that. But like, come on, of course that's going to happen.
People be dumb.
But the thing is, the joke I was going to make was about falling, but Devon, because where they were doing it, like there was a big like cliff thing and stuff. Doesn't matter. He would have understood. They would have got the
Dover?
joke. What about... No, I'm not talking about the cliffs of Dover.
The white cliffs of Dover?
I'm not talking... No, it wasn't a cliff. It was a limestone wall or whatever the fuck walls are made out of in the UK. That's all right? Overlooking a shopping precinct. That was it.
Okay.
Anyway, he told me, like, before I knew about this, he's like, "I'm going to send you something, and as soon as you've read it, promise me you're going to delete it." And that's what he sent me, that news article.
And you did not delete it?
Of course not. The first thing I did was send it to Shannon.
Of course you did.
Yeah, of course I did. But yeah, I assume they're a dentist now with real guns. That's only the natural progression of thing. Having real life gunfights at a All Foods or whatever the fuck the place was called. How long are we going? Oh, we're almost in half an hour. That's okay. It's too early to do anything else. But here's one thing for you. Have you seen any license plates or anything lately? Because it's time for license plate talk and bumper sticker. Because, number one podcast in it.
I haven't seen anything in real life, but I've seen quite a few come up online.
Oh,
certainly since we started talking about it. Yeah.
Okay. Are you talking just like memes or people submitting them to you, or...
Like coming up on our Twitter feeds.
Okay, cool. What do you got for us?
Oh no, I thought you had stuff, so I was like,
oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure I've seen the ones. I'm 99% sure whichever ones you've seen, I've seen it already, but I want to laugh about it.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you about these two then. The first one was it was a Charger, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it just had the license plate Yeet, like YEET. Mm-hmm. It's like, I don't think you're going to be yeeting this car anywhere in particular, but that's your business. The other one, though, it really it got my goat a little bit, because are you familiar with the car brand Mazda?
Yes.
Mazda. They had the CX series, right? And one of the cars in it is the CX-8. Now, this was a CX-8. To their credit, it was a CX-8 car. The license plate said new CX-8. But the problem is, the car was like 8 years fucking old. It's no longer, it's like 2 models at least upgraded since then. I don't know where they get off keeping that license plate. It's like, give it up. Like, just hand it off to the next new CX-8 owner. You right? I don't know why you would keep it on there when your car is raggedy, run down, and at least 8 years old.
Who knows?
Yeah, that's all. That could technically been part of Coffee Talk. It felt like a Coffee Talk kind of feeling within me, deep inside.
Is that all your ones?
Yeah, that's all I've seen.
Yeah, I found. So this isn't license plate talk. This is bumper sticker talk.
No, that's my favorite type of talk.
Yes, for context, I'm going to send you this so you can see them all. But these did make me laugh a lot.
Oh, there's a few stickers on there.
Yeah, including Bigfoot is real and I helped him commit tax fraud, which I love.
I like weird fucking bumper stickers like that.
Don't talk to me until I've eaten this 2008 Mazda 3 hatchback.
See, that's perfect. They're referencing the year and model of the car. And you look at it, and the car, it is not looking new. They don't have the license plate new Mazda 3. They know what they're doing.
Yeah. I'm not like most teens. I'm 47. In dog years, I'm gay.
I don't get this one. This car clicked Mount Washington?
That's not what it says.
What? Hang on. This car.
That's not an L-I, that's a U.
Okay, yeah, got ya. Yep. The font choice is important, and I saw font choice being important on Twitter from
graphic design is my passion.
Yeah. From Ominous Scoop. I can't remember exactly what it was. Hang on, let me quickly find it. Profile. Yes. Ominous. Yeah. Think twice before using a script font. And it says arms and ab day, but I can only see it as anus and ab day. And of course I said my favorite day of the week.
I think I saw that one and it did take me like a good 5 minutes like staring at it trying to work out what it was supposed to say. Right?
It's like the 3D cube image that you look at where if you look at it too long, it doesn't change inside out or convex or concave. It's like, yeah, sometimes it can't be done. And this one, I think this might have been photographed in Australia because it says mullet on board. Well, mullets are worldwide, really, though.
That's on the one I just sent you as well.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and we were also sent one on Twitter from our buddy judgmentalist Jobeth.
Ah, okay. What we got?
I want to see you see it first before I read it out. That's why I'm waiting.
It has not come through to me if you have sent it on...
Oh, no, I thought it's on our Twitter.
Oh, okay. Let
message.
me... That would make some sense. It's on our messages, is it? Okay.
Yeah, it was DM'd to us on Twitter.
See, that's the thing. I think if one of us sees our notifications before the other doesn't see the notification.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I did see this.
Thick dads who vape for Christ.
There's not just thick dads, it's thick, because it's got 3 C's on it. And it's got a yin-yang symbol as well, for some apparent reason.
I love incomprehensible things like that.
Yeah, they are good.
Yeah.
Look, I've got a bit of a call out, a gripe. I'm not happy. Not happy with some people. Some people who I thought
are these people me? Are you mad at me?
No, I'm not mad at you whatsoever.
All right, then.
But you should be mad as well.
Okay.
These people, sure, maybe it's a bit of Stockholm syndrome because they did kidnap us. But Brian Brushwood and Justin Robert Young are trying to weasel their way in on the #1 license plate and bumper sticker talk podcast. Right?
What did they do? What did they say?
They were streaming on their Twitch. You know, I guess it's twitch.tv/Great Night, probably. I don't know. I'm not
Night
too sure.
Attack, I believe, because they haven't changed it yet.
There you go. They haven't changed it from Night Attack. And I was like, all right, I'll tune in. And as soon as I tuned in, they were doing their game show portion of their show, right? And halfway through the game show portion, exactly when I tuned in, they broke into another game show. And it was
I remember this
bumper stickers. What bumper stickers did Justin Robert Young see? Yeah.
I remember this.
Fuck. It just happened to be the first time I've tuned into and the specific point in time I tuned into. And they're trying to weasel their way past us as the number one license plate and bumper sticker talk podcast.
I mean, you could not have timed that better. That just... do you know what? I am perfectly okay with that. You know, I'm okay. Because all it does is cement our place as the number one podcast.
Yeah, that's right.
For license plate and bumper stickers.
Justin, Brian, if you're listening, we've got very little going for us right now. We need this. This is key. Actually, that's not true, because we do need to give a shout out to our New Zealand friends, because they are week in, week out, they are keeping us in the top 100 in New Zealand of comedy interview podcasts.
Nice. Is this when we depressingly find out there are only 98 comedy podcasts in New Zealand?
That could be a possibility. I haven't looked at the New Zealand charts to see exactly who we're beating, but I don't want to see who's above us, because that might make me feel sad. Technically,
I never look at the numbers. I don't even know if anybody listens to this.
Yeah. I get the emails, so I see them. But forgot what I was going to say. Yep.
Schwood and Judy?
Yeah.
We love you.
Oh, yeah. Guys, we love you so much. But that could be the Stockholm Syndrome talking. There's something that we want to talk about, but we can't talk about, so we're not going to talk about it.
Yeah.
All right. We should probably move on. All right. Have you got any other license plates or license plate talky things to go on about?
I don't.
Okay. Well, that last one was from Jobeth. And speaking of Jobeth, he also tagged me on something on Twitter asking if there was someone who happened to be in New York that could come pick up our boy. And I say our boy, not your boy, not the Hey Buddy Nice podcast, as in Australia. Because there was some fucking nutter having a rant out the front of the M&M store in Times Square.
I saw this.
And I'm not going to call him by name, but this is all you need to know. On Twitter, it's his name, then in brackets, alpha male.
Yep.
I don't quite understand his angle. I think he might be a little bit confused. Maybe he took a hit to the head or something. Maybe he's gone a bit senile. I don't know. Maybe he should see a doctor, a real doctor. Well, maybe a King Lord Doctor Jimothy Joe Bartholomew style doctor would help him as well. Actually, probably more such. I thought you had a question then, but you were just saluting. But he was going
Another
on
thing to add to Jimothy's many titles is a salute.
Just a salute, not verbally calling. He's not a colonel, and is not a major or a, I don't know, other army ranks.
I mean, we just.
Well, that's something we have to find out. If he's ever served in the armed forces, if he has a father and what his father's name is, or grandfather, lineage, and if he's got a middle name. They're the important things we need to know. But this idiot, he's talking about M&Ms, and I don't know. Is there a bag of just female M&Ms that they sell?
They've just launched it, yes. So I think it's brown, purple, and green.
Okay.
Are the female M&Ms, or the characters of the M&Ms that they put in the advertisements are female.
I think you've just hit the nail on the head. I don't think this person is able to distinguish between fantasy and real life. That's one problem that he has. The other problem... Look, we've been to M&M stores.
Several times.
Exactly. And maybe it's that weird chemically chocolate scent that they're pumping around the place to make you go, chocolate, I need to buy some M&Ms. Maybe it had a reaction in his brain or something.
It's very possible. But I mean, I'm looking at the post right now. I'm looking at some of the replies, And the reply, like, what even the like? It makes me think this can't be real.
Yeah.
Like, there's a reply there that says, "Isn't Mars a British company?" It is.
Yeah.
And he replied to that, "They're woke, so that would make sense."
Yes.
What does that mean? Go woke, go broke. Amen.
See, he didn't like the fact that there isn't an all-male bag of M&Ms.
Every bag of M&Ms is all male. The peanut ones are male. Like, I mean, if you look, there's no females on any bags of M&Ms at all.
Look,
it's red and yellow. It's always red and yellow.
Yeah, it is Billy West and J.K. Simmons. That's what it is. That's who they are. I didn't think I was going to pull both names for a second then. But look, maybe it's fine if he wants to eat all male M&Ms. That I would eat all male M&Ms. I don't care.
I feel like it's very much like that Happy Gilmore bit where Shooter McGavin's like, "I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast." You eat pieces of shit for breakfast? No. It's like you want to eat guys. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying, dude? But like, even one of the other replies, "Sir, you're shouting at candy."
Yeah. Not just that, he was stomping the candy as well, which he clearly purchased, and then also shouted out to his followers to go and buy a packet of M&Ms, go out the front of the M&M store and smash these M&Ms into smithereens. Like, dude, I do not think Mars Company has an issue with you telling people to go out and buy M&Ms.
It's like when Penn said that there was a group of people that came to boycott him, but boycott him, they bought tickets to the Penn and Teller show, sat and through the entire show and came up to him at the end to say, "We didn't like what you guys said on Bullshit, we're going to boycott you."
But they didn't have to go to the show to do that afterwards. They will talk to anyone after the show. That's the stupidest part.
Oh, I love it. I love it so much.
Oh, I tell you, as we are well aware, our boy Teller is back to performing with Penn in the big Penn and Teller show.
I know.
And you watched the video, I assume?
Several times.
Yep.
Oh, poor sweet boy.
When Penn was saying, now maybe at the end of the show, I really thought he was going to say, "We're going to be out in the lobby signing autographs, taking selfies." If he had said that, then I would have messaged you immediately.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they get back to it very soon, considering I'm pretty sure that Penn and Carbonado did.
Yeah, exactly.
But I wouldn't blame Teller for wanting to just go back to his room and just sleep.
That's right. What did confuse me though was that what he was saying is that they were going to attempt to vanish an elephant. And the way he was talking about it sounded like maybe the trick actually won't work, which sounds very surprising to me.
Yeah, the way he said it, I think because it involves a lot. I don't know, I'll be honest, I don't know how that trick in particular works. So I don't know which of them have to do to make it work.
They do not
but
do
he was
anything.
very open about the fact that stuff could flub, and especially be kind to us. We haven't done this together in a while.
I think that's more so what it was. But as far as I can tell, there's only one way the elephant can disappear. The spotted. That's another word that Penn said, like a bottle. Spotted. Pygmy elephant. There's a ring of people around the elephant. Curtain goes up. If the elephant can't go left or right or backwards or forwards or up, I assume it can only go down. Either that, they are vanishing an elephant.
Yeah.
So, it's... I think that's why I don't like the trick, because I think I know how it's done. Yeah.
There's something tells me that that's not how it's done. And it's because I read... What did I read? Hiding the Elephant by Jim Steinmeier.
Okay, well, it's not mirrors.
No, I'm not saying I know how it's done, but in the very first chapter of that book, like the whole, the title of the book comes from Houdini vanishing an elephant in New York.
Yeah.
And the way that people weren't impressed with it because that's what they thought.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's a much more complicated trick than that. That is not how it's done. People did not give a shit because they thought it looked easy, and it's not.
But that sort of contradicts what Penn says about if you don't want people to know magic's secrets, make it boring. Which
can only mean that the method for the trick is so fucking ugly that it's not worth revealing. Because that's the thing. They only reveal the tricks when the method enhances the trick. When doing so enhances the trick.
And even then, they have to make a pretty method to do that.
Exactly.
But because this isn't a trick that they're inverted commas exposing, it doesn't have to be pretty, so it can be ugly as fuck, which the simplest solution is the obvious solution. Why wouldn't you do it like that? I
think it depends the way that their stage is set up. So it depends if their stage has the ability to do that, if it has the size, because essentially how you're talking about it is they would need a trapdoor with an elevator on it.
It was almost 5 years ago now since I saw the trick in the theatre. So my memory isn't exactly right. But there was something about it that, the stage looked different to what it did when we saw it last year. But I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not on there. I'm just double-checking. I'm double-checking my list of Penn and Teller bits. I'm like, did I put that on there? And I did not.
Well, yeah. But that we'll go into art talk in a moment. But you, while we're on the topic of Mr. Pendulette.
Hey, buddy, nice podcast.
About time. I pushed that button and we're sitting and we're waiting and it didn't happen. And Teller, there is you say, I'm surprised that you've said you've not finished watching this yet. Is that what you said?
Yes. So I'll let you introduce it.
No, it's not my thing. I don't know anything about it.
Okay, so I have been dying to see Teller's production of The Tempest since I found out it existed. I've liked Shakespeare shows since for a lot of years now. And the first show I ever saw was The Tempest. And it's such a good show in general. It's a funny show, and it is very, like, although Macbeth was...
Sorry, I'm just had some fucking Charlie
bonus
horse
content,
or
I just see
muscle pull or something. Oh my God, that hurts.
So from my perspective, I went Macbeth and you went...
Yes, my face, I went wide-eyed, mouth agape, and leaning forwards. But that's because I moved my leg and something cramped.
Ew. We'll cut this out and put it in bonus content, and I'll take it from the top.
Yeah. I don't even know. Are you okay? The pain's gone, but it has caused some sweat. Oh shit.
Okay. And obviously Teller's done Macbeth before, and you know the reason Teller does it is because apart from the fact that he loves Shakespeare, he puts magic in it, proper magic tricks, and that lends itself to Macbeth. But there is actual magic in the plot of The Tempest. So I will say I've only seen it about a third. I'm only about a third of the way through so far, but oh my God, it's so good. It's so fucking good. It's, I mean, just, chef's kiss, 100, I could watch it 400 times. I will probably watch it as many times as humanly possible. But it's available for streaming now. Go to, Roundhouse Theatre, buy a digital ticket, go and stream it, because it deserves all the love. Even if you don't think you'll like or understand Shakespeare, you're wrong. My only tip would be with Shakespeare stuff is read a basic summary of the plot before you go. It just makes it easier to follow because, if you're not used to the way that they speak in Shakespeare, then, it can be a bit confusing. Yeah, it's you with the fucking Nintendo 64 hoodie.
What I'm hearing is before you watch The Tempest, you need to have some like Cliff Notes sort of thing, just because you need to spoil it for yourself. Where does that make sense? Come on. I don't get that logic.
That's from personal experience.
What about you watch it once, then you read the notes and like all about it, and then watch it again with new eyes? Does that work? Or do you think it's better to watch it?
The shows are very, very long.
Okay.
So if it can put you off. I think Teller's Tempest is about 2 and a bit hours long, which is very good. That's very good for a Shakespeare show.
Yeah, that's a standard movie nowadays.
Yeah. The Globe versions are about 3.5 hours long.
Okay.
So they're it's an investment. It's not the kind of thing that you can just watch, go read, and then watch something else.
Okay.
So...
What's the production value like of the recording? Because when I first saw Teller tweeting about this, I thought it was you would have to tune in to like a live version of it.
That's what I thought as well. But no, it's professionally recorded. Yep. And I knew there would be a professional recording of it because there usually is for these kind of things. They've done it for Macbeth. I knew they'd done it for this because they have to do trailers and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's very good. It's super high quality, and even from streaming from my casting from my phone to my TV.
Yep.
The quality is A+.
Cool. So when I said production quality, I mean like it's not just like the Bucket Show back in the day on Periscope, where it was just a static camera sitting there filming the guys. Yeah.
No, there's multiple high def cameras and angles.
Yep. You know what we missed out? The perfect opportunity. This could have been an unscheduled, unannounced ad break. That's a shame.
I thought that's what we were going to do, and then you just went into it. I was like, okay, this is what we're doing.
I didn't even think about it. Oh, well. That next time. Live and learn, hey, which I believe is the main theme of The Tempest. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You are correct.
What? What?
Yeah.
No,
essentially.
I cannot possibly be correct. That is not even... That's not a possibility.
That is a theme. Learn from your mistakes.
Wayne, you silly, silly lad. Don't be so daft.
No, okay, let me give you the example. So the main character, Prospero, right, was the Duke of Milan, got ousted by his brother, and ended up shipwrecked on an island with his daughter Miranda.
I feel like I should have read some notes about this before you started explaining, but go on.
One of the reasons he was ousted is because he was so obsessed with his books and magic that he neglected everything.
I can see why Teller
leaving the
likes
island,
this.
He gives up the thing because he understands that, his daughter, his family is more important than the magic.
Okay.
So he's lived and learned that is more important. So yes, he's learned from his mistakes. So yes, you are right.
I guess that could be a theme for a lot of things, though, really. Like, live and learn just is the same as plot, conflict, solution. So it's probably most narratives could have live and learn in it. So, all right. I'm going to take it as a win, though.
I mean, Macbeth doesn't have live and learn in it.
There's a lot of die and die. Yeah. Would you believe I've seen nor read any Shakespeare anything? I did see half of Shakespeare in Love, though.
Okay, have you seen 10 Things I Hate About You?
No. Oh, wait, I've seen The Lion King.
Have you seen The Lion King?
Yeah, I've seen The Lion King.
You've seen a Shakespeare adaptation.
I like how I realised it and you realised it at the same time. Yep. All right. So, yeah, check it out. If you can't find it, just go to Twitter at Mr. Teller. Teller, MRTELLER, and he's linked to it. So that's the easiest way to find it. But we're running long. We've got time. We can probably finish off some art talk because you don't have much art to talk about.
Yeah, not really.
Nah.
So yeah.
What have you done?
My only art thing posted this week. I will say I've done stuff that's not been posted on the socials. I've been doing posters and ads for Elkton Magic. Yes. Go to elktonmagic.com to find out who's playing and see posters and advertisements. There's one act per month coming up. Double headliner for March. The Mr. Mind Noodler, Matt Donnelly himself, is playing in February. He is sold out. We're very proud of him.
With special guest Judgmentalist as well.
With special guest Judgmentalist.
So I was going to tell you the time and date, but there's no point because it's sold out. But anyway, it's Thursday, February 16th, 2023, 6:30 p.m., 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.
I only know that because I'm reading the...
I know. But yeah, so I'm doing posters for Elton Magic and ads and...
So you're doing more than just what's already posted then?
Yes.
I see. So the latest
poster... It's essentially the same thing, but different formats and in different things, but yeah.
Makes sense. Why not employ the services of a working artist? Well, I say working artist, a working artist / AML person. I still don't know the officer, specialist.
I'll take specialist.
Okay, cool. It doesn't sound as good as commissioner though. Just saying.
No, it doesn't. AML commissioner. I'm going to see if I can get my job title changed to that.
Yeah. So this new one that is for a couple of magicians, I'm going to call them Mr. Floaty Key and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6 aces McGillicuddy.
They're not just aces. I just thought it was easier to just draw the suits rather than have actual cards in there.
Oh, because they all look like aces. That's all.
They could be aces. I don't know. I just decided to put the suit rather than specifically number them.
Yeah. We've got the names of these magicians performers because it's on the poster, but I don't know who is who because there's Vince Wilson and Adam Stone, so I don't know who's Mr. Floaty Key.
I'll let you into a little secret. I put
Same person.
I put the names in the same order that the art is in. You know,
that is the assumption, but I have made assumptions before, and you know what they say about assuming.
Mm-hmm. That it makes an ass out of you and you.
No, out of me and Ming. And Ming hates being made an ass out of. But that show's not yet sold out. Mimi. So, did you only just get that?
No, I knew what it was, but just saying it out loud gave me just tickled me pink.
Because you had to say assuming. Oh, yes.
No. As Mimi.
What? What? As Mimi. Okay. As Mimi. From the Drew Carey Show. Did you ever watch the Drew Carey Show? Or is that way before your time?
It's way before my time. I have seen the Penn and Teller episode to nobody's surprise.
Of course you have. But... Yeah. Yep. But anyway, this is more advertising, isn't it? Free advertising, I guess. Should we be doing this? Okay, we will.
Yes.
Oh, because Judge Mentalist is presiding over this, and Judge Mentalist is our friend. Friday, March 24th, 2023, 7 p.m. Mick's Crab House, 902 East Pulaski Highway, Elkton. Pulaski just makes me think of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas because of Officer Pulaski. Yep. True story, that. Anything else that you've got to talk about? See, this is the problem. Drawing stuff that can't talk about yet is so annoying because I've been drawing stuff that I want to talk about that I can't.
Yeah. Ugh. The stuff that I think there's probably like 3 episodes worth of bonus content of us talking about stuff that we can't talk about.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. There are other posters for Elton Magic acts because I know who's coming up, but I don't think I can say who it is, so I won't.
Can I guess?
Even though they have been teased.
I'm not going to guess because my hit rate so far today with that Live and Learn is 100%. Yeah. So whoever I happen to say, Lance Burton, might be correct.
Oh, if only it was Lance.
Yeah.
He's so
Did
cute
you see
with this puppy?
I think it's only just been posted, but the birthday wishes video to Mr. Piffles.
I saw that was
so good.
Do you know what? Lance is one of those acts that I really, really, really hope that he's in Vegas when we're in Vegas, because I would just love to see him.
Even
he
better
looks like such a sweetheart.
If it's oh my god, I'm blanking on it. Master Magician Lance. I was going to say Master Magician Lance Burton and Friends. That would be what we want.
Yes.
But yeah, check. It's only on. I think it's on Piff's Instagram story, so you might be too late to see it, but it'll probably be on other Piff media.
Yeah.
So, comic time, is it? Not so good at this?
Yeah.
All right, I should share my screen with you. I just realized you haven't even seen this comic yet. So have a read of it first. Because it's going to be so funny that you're going to laugh out louding halfway through reading.
Oh, poor sad pirate.
Yeah, that's what I like about sad pirates, because they're not often like laugh out loud either funny, if funny at all.
It's just like, oh, poor boy.
And I tell you, the problem I have with this one, no, I don't, it's fine. I don't have a problem with it. So we're going to go into it.
Not so good at this.
First comic we're looking at today is a sad pirate. I think it's number 27 or number 28. I wrote it down, but I'm not looking at it right now, so I couldn't tell you. Anyway, working title is Johnny Killer. It's 3 panels long, and in the first panel, we see sad pirate, all happy and excited, and is saying, "Yar, Johnny Killer Part 3 is finally out. I can't wait to see how Johnny's saga ends." Then in the last panel, he's at the theatre to see Johnny Killer 3, and there's 2 people walking out of the theatre, and one of them is saying,
"Can you believe Johnny died in the end?"
That's the comic. And that comic is big thanks to patron Scoop John B, who always plays spoiler music when spoiling movies.
Not so good at this.
And the other comic we're looking at today is comic number 416, working title, Ghost Cat Eat. It's 3 panels long. In the first panel, we see there's a guy talking to a spooky ghost cat, and the ghost cat is saying,
"Feed me."
In the second panel, the guy replies, "You're a ghost. Ghosts don't eat." And in the last panel, the ghost cat is all angry and saying,
"I am so haunting you forever."
And you know what? That's just version 1 of the comic. Version 2 goes a little something like this. In the first panel, the ghost cat is saying,
"Feed me."
And in the second panel, the guy says, "You're a ghost. Ghosts don't eat." And in the last panel, the ghost cat is saying,
"Why you gotta turn me down?"
Or possibly even saying,
"I fucking hate you, Robert."
An alternate ending to this comic is,
"Maybe you should try going the ghost diet, fatty."
and possibly even,
"I'll eat your soul."
that's the multiple versions of the comic. And that comic will be big thanks to Patreon supporter Leanne K, who always supported Ghost Cat in all its hopes and dreams.
I like the thought that this cat is coming and saying, "Feed me," going away, getting the answer, going away and coming back. And those are just multiple times
Yeah.
of him coming back.
Yep. See, I don't know if maybe none of them are strong enough. That's the problem.
I think it's a mini-series in and of itself.
I can't remember which one it was. Is it the one where the cat says, I think I fucking hate you, Robert. I think that's my favorite. But of course, I've spelt fucking wrong. I've spelled it Fuckin apostrophe where it should have been Fucken, just because, you know, Aussie. But yeah, you can see all those comics on lots of places, like Twitter. It's just at Wayne Geo. I'm getting this ass about today, aren't I? I'm not meant to be saying my own Twitter handle. You're meant to say it.
No.
So,
yeah.
Brogan, what's your Twitter handle then? If you want to talk to Brogan, you can go onto Twitter and other social medias and go to...
At 7 billion needles, the numeral 7 in the words billion and needles.
Oh, good, because I was almost going to tell you know what? Speaking about Twitter, how fucking annoying is the search feature now? It just doesn't work properly.
I don't know. I don't use the search feature.
Don't you? Well, like just now, right? Trying to find Elkton Magic Skirt, trying to find you even, which I type in Brogan all the fucking time in the search on Twitter to get to your thing, your page to see current art updates and that, right? It used to be, I just type in BRO and first hit Brogan Hastings at 7 billion needles. Now it doesn't come up until I fully type out Brogan.
Wow.
Yeah, it doesn't even make any sense. And just now, I typed in Elkton Magi, nothing until I put in the C. That is... So yeah, if you want to find us on Twitter, it's pretty easy. All you need to do is go in the search bar and put at NicePodBud, but type in the whole thing. Otherwise, you might not find us.
You might get to the wrong Nice Pod Bud.
Yeah,
might get to Nice Pod. We don't know what that is, and we will not be responsible for their actions or thoughts.
Yeah, that's correct. But you can also just go to nicepodbud.com and find us. We're linked. You can get all our links to all our social medias. There's even a contact form where you can mail us directly. Or, you know, if you've got one of those fancy admin email client things, it's admin@nicepodbud.com. Yep, send us stuff. But yeah, on that note, thanks for stopping by and having a listen.
Yeah, and as always, stay fresh, cheese bags.